I don't believe myself to be part of the Hebrew roots movement. And I believe that most Hebrew roots teaching, like most false teaching, has some things that are very good. Even within Mormonism, they say that Jesus Christ came down from heaven in the form of a man and died on the cross for the sins of the elect. Okay, well, that's true. And that's the core of the gospel, isn't it? But you got so much other stuff that's wrong that we would say that they're heresy. Now, I wouldn't put the Hebrew roots movement in that category. In fact, I think that there are a lot of people in the Hebrew roots movement, if not most people in the Hebrew roots movement, that are genuine believers and saved. The problem that I have with the Hebrew roots movement is that the teachers predominantly, I would say 90% of the time, have not been trained in any biblical training at all, whether it's from a mentor or anything like that. It's mostly internet studies. And the problem that you have is they're bringing in a lot of heretical and non-biblical forms of interpretation and also doctrines that are wrong. And therefore, I see this as false teaching. So the people who are going to push against this, you wouldn't push against this if I was talking about Catholicism. You wouldn't push against, Catholic teachers. You wouldn't push against this if I was talking about Mormon teachers or whatever. Just because you follow a bunch of these people doesn't make them right. It doesn't mean that they don't have wrong things that they're saying. So, I mean, I'm sorry, but when you bring things in like Paleo-Hebrew interpretation, how do you think that we got the Book of Mormon? It's from people not having a solid faith that believed in truth.
Yeah, that's a good point, Caleb, because one of the things we look at in our critical issues class, which Tim Haig and I co-teach, usually in the springtime at Torah Resource Institute, plug, cha-ching, or what do you do, like when you do a plug, like a shameless plug, is we look at
weights and measures.
Let me get a tape measure. We look at those texts that were written, publications that were in the colonial times in America over the 200 years before Joseph Smith wrote the Book of Mormon. And one of the themes was identifying in Native American Indians as the tribes of Israel was one popular idea. And another was that different Native tribes spoke some mysterious dialect of Hebrew. So you had the people who are totally uneducated that are going around telling, oh, this tribe speaks like Hebrew. And what I think of it just like the people who with the Hebrew word pictures, except it's shifted from it represents what I call folk religion.
Right.
It's folk religion.
Well, and we see this not only, I mean, let's
F-O-L-K.
let's take something like Judaism, for instance. We got the Kabbalah because of similar stuff and mysticism and all this kind of stuff. And let me tell you something, that has been used as a tool of Satan to deceive the Jewish people. Right. And so,
the idea that number, gematria.
It's not just that. The idea that, that Metatron and all this mysticism that has seeped into the religion of Israel, which is paganism. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel by clicking the subscribe button and check out more videos from Messiah Matters.